Good morning. It's time to get InTouch. InTouch is a public affairs show dedicated to improving the lives of Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm Freddi Hammer, news director at Backyard Broadcasting. There are a lot of organizations in our area who are full of the true spirit of charity. And today we focus on one community working hard to serve others. They're planning an open house for a new women's facility at 501 High Street in Williamsport. It's coming up February 28th. I'm excited today to have Pastor Angelique with us from Sojourner Truth Ministries, but I don't want to say your last name incorrectly, so you say your last name, please.
It's Angelique Labadie-Sahanowiz.
Well, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's so nice to have you, but we call you Pastor Angelique.
Yes.
I spoke with Donna Miller, and she told me all about you and the Sojourner Truth Ministries and wonderful things that are happening. Yeah. I started looking on the website. It's like we could take an hour to talk about all the things you guys do over there, Pastor Angelique.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's a soup kitchen. It's a help up. It's a place people can go to for childcare. Tell me about Sojourner Truth Ministries.
Well, we are a nonprofit, and we serve people Monday through Saturday, so 6 days a week. United Way is our biggest partner. They sponsor our feeding program. So when we serve people, we have a continental breakfast, and then we serve a hot meal. I don't remember the statistics right now for 2019, but the year before that, we served just under 21,000 meals, not counting care packages for people in need, not counting on a regular basis. We give people who are in a season of homelessness, whatever they need for the day. So we did that. We have dinner table church, we call it, which is serving lunch on Saturdays. Okay. And we have a little service beforehand. We do devotions every day before a meal is served, but Saturdays are extra special. So different groups come in and different churches come in from the community and beyond. And then there's a connection for them. So they provide the meal. And then we have some, I call it soul food before the physical food.
Okay.
And then we do have after school kids Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And the primary focus of that is we give them a small meal and homework help. But there's also, games and then like circle time for the children. That's first through sixth grade. We have a limited clothing closet. We're really trying to help people up, like you mentioned, and not just be a handout. And so we encourage building community, which is why we remove the pews in the sanctuary, and we serve dinner there on Saturdays. It's designed to be like a Thanksgiving meal, kind of. And people fellowship around the tables and make connections, and a little bit of healing happens, so everyone can look eye to eye around their table, and regardless of where they're from, this is a place where they can connect.
It's very much like Jesus might do.
I would say, yeah.
Sort of like
That's kind of like why we're doing it. And then we're working on the House of Hope, Sojourner House of Hope.
Tell me a little bit about House of Hope. More of that.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty exciting. So this has been on our hearts for close to 2 years now.
Okay.
I started in my position about 1.5 years ago, and we have been praying about this. We've been working on it. We have an advisory panel that meets pretty regularly. We've been doing most of the renovation work by volunteer wherever it can, where we don't need a license.
Okay.
And those people we hire for, of course. So this is designed to be planned communal housing for women coming out of homelessness for short term, so 6-month stay, but everything is Christ-based. So like before people will even sign the paperwork, they'll be knowing that they're going to be participating in devotions every day. They're going to be required to attend a church service every week.
A new routine for them.
Absolutely. And every single thing we do, there's a why behind it. So it's not just, we're imposing this structure just because it is. It's because if you want to get a job and if you want to do this, you have to be used to a routine. You have to be used to waking up at this time. You need to get used to doing some self-care. If you want to get custody of your children, for example, you got to have some semblance of order. And so every single thing we're explaining the why. But I guess the crux of it is that we want to replace the lies that women have believed maybe all of their lives about who they are and their lack of value. We want to counter that with the truth of who God says they are and what He says they're worth, and the promises of God in Scripture, and just how valuable each and every one is. So this open house is going to be kind of like an exhibit. It's going to be through the whole building, but also the house is our special highlight. And it's going to be like an art exhibit. So there will be, if the walls could talk, there's going to be backstories about things throughout the house, how we got this, why these people got involved, what motivated them. There are some amazing stories about how we've obtained some of the things for the house.
That's
and then
neat.
We're also going to have all kinds of, opportunities for people to help support us, whether that is volunteering, whether it's they want to be a prayer partner, whether it's they want to give financially, and we need a lot.
Mm-hmm. Building a home, you're really building a home.
It's built. We're renovating. Yeah, and we felt pretty strongly that we need to have our first year saved up before we're ready to open. The last thing we want to do is turn people away because we couldn't stay open, or we hire someone and then you
can't follow through if you're not prepared.
Absolutely. So we want to be as responsible as possible. But there are some expenses on the forefront, like a new roof that we need. We still have the original slate roof. So
where is the facility that we might be able to take a look or let us
know? I'm so glad you asked. That is at 501 High Street. Is the building for Sojourner Truth Ministries, and then the house, which is actually attached, it's a former parsonage, is at 669 Center. And so this open house, it's from 5:30 to 7:30, and we're having a shuttle. So there's parking at American Rescue Workers. They've offered that to us.
Oh, you're close by there on High Street.
Yep, we're just a block away.
Right.
So people can park there in a safe parking lot and then be shuttled over, so they don't have to walk in the maybe in the dark. Sure. It's going to be catered. Hillside Catering is donating their food and services for us for that night. We've got West Branch School is doing an art contest.
Aww.
And on what is community, and their other option is what is Sojourner Truth. What does that mean to you? And so her story is so great about being a voice for the voiceless, and that really is kind of the impetus on so much of what we do. So their work is all going to be displayed throughout the building, and our advisory panel is going to be on hand. Our board of directors is going to be on hand. We're getting Leadership Like Homing involved. It's just going to be the festival.
Networking in the nonprofit arena can help. Right? Everybody can help each other. Absolutely.
And that's so necessary. And then, so there's going to be just all kinds of creative ways to get involved, with, if you want to, pick an envelope with a certain number, that's how many dollars you can give. Or if you want to be a mentor, every resident who's coming into this house on day one is going to be assigned a mentor.
Okay.
Who will go, through the course of stay with them, and we're asking them for a commitment of 9 to 12 months, so that once she leaves and is on her own, she's still got that safety net and that connection in the community that will, once a person is done and completed the program, and we have a little graduation party, she'll be well on her way to being able to help another person out.
I was inspired by your newsletter recently from the fall of 2019. You have a volunteer that was talking about her past story and how she rose above a stint in prison and now is able to be helped because of her. Someone suggested, try Sojourner Truth Ministries. They can help you. And now here she is volunteering, giving her life to God. Everything is going forward for her.
How cool is that?
Really cool.
And that is not an atypical story of where we are. We've got guests and sojourners, that means passing through. And we've got people who are literally passing through for a couple weeks, people who are in town for a month and stay in a local shelter, and they've been, sent our way. And I just last week got a message from someone who moved up here because she met someone online, and it turned out that he was abusive and a drug dealer. And so she ended up going to a shelter. And she said, because of her being directed to Sojourner Truth Ministries, she found God again. And her life is back on track. She's moved back to her home state. After about 6 weeks with us, we gave her a Bible and just spent lots of time with her as we were able. And she keeps in touch. It's so beautiful. And her, along with many videos, will be available at the open house. But that's on our website. You can go to www.stmwilliamsport and look at videos of some of the people that we just love on, and some of them have a lot of different kind of barriers, but we accept them all. And we love them through things or in spite of things.
Sure.
And many turn around and help us back. It's pretty neat.
How can we get involved? What kind of things can a person who, a job 9 to 5, they have a busy life and family, but they want to help a little bit with Sojourner Truth Ministries? What can we do?
Yeah, there's so many things. My head's spinning right now.
First of all, there's a soup kitchen 6 days a week, so you can come and help with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We prefer knowing ahead of time. But we take drop-ins all the time. People do their community service with us. If someone has hours they need to serve, we're good about, trying to work that in.
And that happens at 501 High Street as well? That's where the soup kitchen occurs, at the church?
Right,
Okay.
right. That's downstairs. We always need people to come and clean. We need people to help organize. We need volunteers for, pretty much anything that someone might be interested in. We could probably use a volunteer for that.
But I'm a graphic designer. Can you help? Can I do something with my talents?
Yes. Since we are run by donations, we're not run, we don't have government funding or anything like that. And we're not a church. We don't take a collection. We're dependent on volunteers. We're in an old building that's constantly got issues. And it's almost weekly. We're calling a plumber, or we're calling a this or that just broke, that fell apart. The roof's leaking again,
Sure.
If they're a 9 to 5 person, there's a list on our website of items that we go through an awful lot, especially certain cleaning supplies like bleach. Constantly, we need bleach. We need, those wet wipe sanitizer things. We need hand sanitizer. We need, coffee. If I can, a man gave his testimony, and I think he was around 45 days clean, which we celebrate. We try to really encourage people in their sobriety, know, and that's one of the reasons why people come, is because they want to be, even if it's 8:30 in the morning, they want to not be in a bar.
Sure.
Or at a home environment that's not healthy, or off the streets, or so many reasons.
A respite spot.
Absolutely. And most of them, we know their name if they want to be known, and some people, it's the low point in their life, and some people, they can't wait to get there every day. So it's quite a mix. But of course, there's a lot of barriers, that people have who are spending time with us, whether it's emotional or financial or whatever.
As a member of the clergy, are you also trained with different social working skills?
Well, I did. I went back to school actually after I took this job for human services. But every single thing I learn, I can take into work the next day, because I'm not from the streets. I'm not from a city. This is new to me. I came from a church where we specialized in recovery stuff, but my background is not exactly the same as what we're dealing with here. So it's been...
So you've went and got more training for that.
Yeah, and it's ongoing. I'll graduate in December.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. The gentleman who came, he had gotten out of, he turned himself in and went through rehab, and he would come every day and have breakfast, a couple pieces of toast, coffee with a lot of sugar, and another coffee. And he said, I changed my habits, and if I couldn't come here every day for my coffee, I don't know where I would be. But I know that because I can be here, and because I can have this coffee with all that sugar in it, it's sometimes a replacement for some people, And he said it's that makes me know I can be okay. I can get through another day. And he's since found a job and is doing well. But he was one that every single day before he found work, how many days? And he would share. And there's a few guys that we do that with. And it's just not just guys that we serve. It happens to be predominantly right now. But the house is for women. For women, we will not take any children. There won't be any male visitors or anything like that. It's for them during that 6 months to really focus on transforming their lives from the inside out. Those very roots that can just, I don't know if you've ever gardened, but some roots, those tap roots can go far, and they're hard to get all of it. And we want to not help the superficial stuff, although, tools are very helpful, but if they're not healing from the inside, that's all going to resurface.
The scars will open again. Oh,
yeah. And so we're offering, financial accountability and how to budget and conflict resolution and anger management and, journaling and all kinds of things, parenting skills, life skills 101. So how do you clean, how do you prevent cockroaches? How do you, all these just very, very practical things. But at the root of all of it is the spiritual care.
And taking care of oneself, loving oneself. Really.
Yeah. And that can be so hard to do when you're in a bad place.
No doubt. It's wonderful that you are an island in the storm, as it were. Sort of here we have a storm in the world and people looking for love and wanting to know how they can find it. The true love that you have inside is the best for them. I'm thinking it works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have an open house, and that's coming up here on Friday, February 28th, right?
Yes, from 5:30 to 7:30, and it's going to be just teeming with all kinds of wonderful people and activities. Parking is off-site if you're able, and there will be shuttle service, and we will have people outside also, just in those safety vests, so people know, if it happens to be dark when they get there, they'll easily be able to find their way and feel safe and everything. We do have a snow date.
Okay.
A weather date planned for Wednesday, March 4th.
Okay. Well, let me tell everybody that they should get involved with Sojourner Truth Ministries if they are so inclined. If you're feeling the need to serve others, it's a way to heal oneself as well, I think.
Absolutely.
So email, you can go to sojournertruthministries@gmail.com. That's one.
Or stmwilliamsport.org.
Okay. And the phone number, 570-323-1797.
Yes. And you can like us on Facebook, Sojourner Truth Ministries, Inc., INC.
Oh.
And there's all kinds of little backstories on there. So it's fun to see.
Well, Pastor Angelique, and your last name one more time.
Labadee Sahanowis.
It was lovely to meet you. You're a lovely person. And I think that you have a spirit of peace. That's how I feel it in here.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, we're happy that you could be with us on InTouch today. So thank you, Pastor Angelique.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, and thanks so much.
God bless you.
InTouch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us regarding questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays between 8 and 5, 570-323-8200. You can also write to us at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport, PA, 17701. Attention Freddi Hammer. Or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archived programs of our InTouch series, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. Each current weekly program is featured on the Backyard Broadcasting websites. Thanks for listening to InTouch, a production of Backyard Broadcasting.